Breaking news. It's finally happening after years of anticipation. Tier 4B has just received the call, and we are now getting live intel that contract rates are officially being shared behind the scenes. This is not a drill. If you are holding Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, this is the moment you've been waiting for, and it could change your financial life overnight. According to multiple trusted intel sources, major U.S. banks including Chase, Wells Fargo, and HSBC have been put on high alert and instructed to prepare redemption centers for immediate appointments. Screens are lighting up, rate sheets are being updated, and whispers coming from insiders suggest that we are seeing locked-in contract rates higher than anything previously expected. For the Iraqi Dinar, rates above 3.91 are now being mentioned, with preferential rates rumored for those with larger holdings or those who have pre-registered through Tier 4B channels. For the Vietnamese Dong, sources are suggesting a range that could easily put holders into life-changing territory, somewhere near or above 1.115 to 1.23 per note. This is the culmination of years of economic reform, global negotiations, and the push toward a fairer asset-backed financial system. This development signals that the long-awaited global currency reset is no longer a distant possibility but an event unfolding in real time. If you're watching this, you need to be ready. Organize your currency, have your appointment strategy in place, and be prepared to move quickly. Timing will matter. Those who act promptly could secure the highest rates available before the public rollout. Stay tuned, because we are monitoring this situation minute by minute, and the next 24 to 48 hours could be historic. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on, because the next call you hear about could be your own. Breaking report. Multiple highly credible sources are now confirming that major U.S. banks including Chase, Wells Fargo, and HSBC have officially been notified to prepare for Tier 4B redemption appointment. This news is coming in fast and hot from several independent intel providers, and it marks one of the clearest signals yet that we are at the threshold of the long-anticipated global currency reset. According to insiders, this notification was not a test, not a drill, but a formal green light instructing these institutions to ready their redemption centers, staff, and security teams for incoming appointments. For years, the Tier 4B community, comprised of private holders of Iraqi Dinar IQD and Vietnamese Dong VND, has been waiting for this exact moment, and tonight we can confidently report that the wheels are in motion. Even more exciting is the rate chatter that is now flooding in. Early reports suggest that contract rates have finally been locked in, with figures that could be life-changing for everyday investors. For the Iraqi Dinar, numbers circulating from well-placed sources point to rates north of 3.91 per IQD, with speculation that larger holders or groups exchanging together could receive even higher preferential contract rates. For the Vietnamese Dong, the whispers are just as powerful. A range between 1.115 and 1.23 per VND is being discussed, signaling that Vietnam's growing economic strength and international trade status are being recognized in this reset. What makes this moment even more historic is the broader context. Iraq has spent the last several years rebuilding its economy, modernizing its banking system, and aligning with international monetary standards. Its oil revenues have been steadily climbing, its foreign reserves have strengthened, and its leadership has been signaling a desire to restore the true value of the dinar on the world stage. Vietnam, on the other hand, has transformed into one of Asia's fastest-growing economies, becoming a manufacturing hub, achieving consistent trade surpluses, and attracting massive foreign investment. The revaluation of these currencies has long been seen as an inevitable step to reflect their real economic power, and now that step is happening. This is not mere speculation or internet rumor. The fact that banks have been formally alerted is a major milestone that seasoned watchers have been waiting to see. Bank employees are reportedly signing NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, rate sheets are being loaded into internal systems, and call centers are being readied to handle appointment scheduling. This is the behind-the-scenes activity that precedes a public rollout, and according to our intel, Tier 4B will be among the very first to be processed. For those holding currency, this is the time to get prepared. Have your dinar and dong neatly organized and ready to present. Ensure you have proper identification, any trust documents if you plan to exchange under a trust, and a clear strategy for what to do once you walk into that redemption center. These contract rates are time-sensitive and may only be available for a short window before international rates stabilize at public levels, which may be lower. The sense of urgency cannot be overstated. Every signal right now points to the fact that we are on the cusp of the largest wealth transfer event in modern history. The next 24 to 48 hours could be historic as Tier 4B appointments begin, and the world finally sees the true value of these currencies recognized. The global financial system has been undergoing a quiet but powerful transformation, moving toward greater transparency, asset-backed currencies, and fair value exchange. This revaluation is a critical piece of that puzzle. So where does this leave you, the viewer or reader of this report? It leaves you with an opportunity, perhaps the opportunity of a lifetime. If you have been following this story, if you have been holding your IQD and VND patiently, your moment may finally have arrived. Stay alert for official instructions, watch for verified 800 numbers or secure bank links, and be ready to schedule your appointment as soon as possible. And remember, protect yourself from scams. With news like this breaking, bad actors will try to take advantage of excited holders. Never hand over your currency to unverified individuals, and never respond to unsolicited calls or emails claiming to offer special access. Only trust secure bank-verified channels when scheduling your redemption. This is the kind of moment that financial historians will look back on as the beginning of a new era. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong is not just a payday for investors, it is a rebalancing of global wealth and power. The Tier 4B community has been called, the rates are being confirmed, and the process is underway. The wait is over, the revaluation is here, history is unfolding before our eyes, and for those prepared, the rewards could be beyond imagination. Let's put this in perspective. This is not just another rumor, not another quiet weekend of speculation. This moment has been years, even decades in the making. Iraq has been carefully preparing for this exact point in history. After years of war, sanctions, and economic isolation, Iraq has rebuilt much of its economy brick by brick. Its oil production has stabilized, revenues are flowing consistently, and the government has implemented wide-reaching financial reforms designed to align the country with international monetary standards. The Central Bank of Iraq has been laser-focused on strengthening foreign reserves, reducing inflation, and putting into place the digital infrastructure necessary to support a globally recognized currency. Their goal has always been clear: to restore the true value of the Iraqi dinar on the global stage. At the same time, Vietnam has quietly positioned itself as one of Asia's fastest-growing economies. Once seen as an undervalued currency locked in a post-war era, the Vietnamese dong is now backed by a country that has become a manufacturing hub for the entire world. Major corporations have shifted production to Vietnam, global trade has surged, and the country has enjoyed consistent trade surpluses for several years. Foreign investment has poured in, building factories, ports, and infrastructure that have transformed Vietnam into a rising economic powerhouse. For years, economists have said that the dong has been artificially suppressed, kept low to encourage exports, but such a strategy can't last forever. Eventually, the currency must be revalued to reflect the nation's real economic strength. And now we are witnessing the convergence of these two stories, Iraq and Vietnam, into one of the most anticipated financial events in modern history, the revaluation or RV of their currencies. This isn't just a random spike in rates or a short-term market move. This is the culmination of a global financial restructuring that has been quietly in motion for a long time. Behind the scenes, agreements have been made, banking protocols have been tested, and security measures have been implemented to ensure a smooth and controlled rollout. For months, insiders have been hinting that when Tier 4B, the group of private currency holders, received the call, the rest of the world would not be far behind. Tier 4B has long been considered the test group, the ones who would go first to the redemption centers, paving the way for the public exchanges to follow. These are the individuals and groups who have held on to their currency through years of uncertainty, believing that one day their patience would be rewarded. That day, according to multiple intel sources, has arrived. Reports are flooding in that Tier 4B has just received the green light and that contract rates are being revealed and locked into place. This is no longer whispers or forum chatter. This is happening in real time. Bank employees are reportedly signing NDAs, internal systems are being updated with live rates, and call centers are preparing to schedule appointments. For the Iraqi dinar, numbers north of 3.91 per IQD are being mentioned, with potential higher tiers available for those exchanging large volumes or who are part of pre-registered groups. For the Vietnamese dong, early chatter suggests a sweet spot around 1115 to 120 per note, a staggering shift from its historically suppressed levels. But this event is about more than just the numbers. This is about the redistribution of wealth on a global scale. This is about giving war-torn and emerging nations their rightful place in the international economic order. It's about resetting the playing field, moving away from fiat systems backed by nothing, and returning to a world of asset-backed currencies and fair trade. For everyday holders, this moment represents the possibility of financial freedom, a chance to pay off debts, buy homes, start businesses, and secure a future for their families. For the world, it represents the dawn of a new monetary era. Global markets are watching closely, governments are aligning quietly, and financial institutions are preparing for what could be the most significant wealth transfer in history. This is why the Tier 4B call is so monumental. It is not simply a phone call, it is the signal that the long wait is over, the system is ready, and the exchanges are about to begin. For years, skeptics have dismissed the RV as a fantasy, a dream for dinar believers, but those who stayed the course, who tracked the news, who watched Iraq and Vietnam grow stronger and more stable, now find themselves on the brink of vindication. Well, that moment is now here. The call has gone out, the banks are ready, and history is unfolding right before our eyes. The coming hours and days could be unlike anything we've seen before, a flurry of appointments, redemption center activity, and official announcements that will confirm what so many have believed for so long. For those who are ready, this is the time to act. Stay alert and prepare to step into the financial future you have been waiting for. We are now hearing contract rates that are truly life-changing, the kind of numbers that currency holders have been dreaming about for years. For the Iraqi dinar, whispers from credible banking insiders are placing the rate well above 3.91s per IQD, with some reports suggesting that there could be special, preferential contract rates available for individuals or groups holding larger amounts of currency. This is the kind of intel that has investors sitting on the edge of their seats, refreshing their phones and preparing to act at a moment's notice. When you consider that even a small holding of dinar could multiply in value at those numbers, you begin to understand why this moment is being called one of the most significant wealth transfers in modern history. The Vietnamese dong is also making headlines, with early reports suggesting a sweet spot between 1115 and 1123 per note, an incredible leap from its historically undervalued position. For years, Vietnam has been one of the best-kept secrets in the global economic conversation, a nation with booming manufacturing, consistent trade surpluses, and rising foreign investment. A revaluation of the dong at these levels is not only a reward for patient holders but also a long overdue recognition of Vietnam's true economic standing. But here's where it gets critical. Bank appointments matter more than ever before. These are not the rates you'll see if you walk into a local branch and ask a teller for the current Forex exchange. Those rates will likely be much lower. Public-facing numbers designed for day-to-day currency exchange. What we are talking about here are negotiated contract rates, specially set aside for Tier 4B participants, the group of private individuals who registered to exchange during the early release phase. This is why preparation is key. The process is designed to move quickly and efficiently, and those who are ready with their currency properly organized, their identification in hand, and their redemption strategy planned, will be in the best position to take advantage of these once-in-a-lifetime numbers. Bank staff are being trained to process these transactions discreetly and securely, with enhanced security protocols and even private appointment rooms to ensure a smooth experience. Insiders are also reminding participants that there may be time-sensitive windows during which the highest rates are available. Once Tier 4B completes their exchanges and the wider public rollout begins, rates could gradually drop to more standard international levels. This is why so many in the community emphasize the importance of acting quickly once the official notifications go out. This moment is also historic in a broader sense. It signals the transition into a new era of global finance. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong is not just about two currencies, it's about the resetting of a global system that has been imbalanced for decades. Many believe this is part of a wider move toward asset-backed currencies, fair trade settlements, and a more equitable distribution of wealth. For holders who have been patient through years of rumors, delays, and denials, this is vindication. This is the reward for believing that Iraq's rebuilding, Vietnam's rise, and global monetary reform were all converging toward a moment like this. And now, with confirmed whispers of contract rates and banks actively preparing for redemption appointments, it is becoming clear that this is no longer speculation, it is unfolding in real time. Every signal points to an imminent Banks have been instructed to stay on standby, IT systems have been updated, call centers are ready to schedule, and Tier 4B participants are beginning to receive their notifications. For those holding IQD and VND, the next few days could be the most financially significant period of their life. This is not a time for panic but a time for calm, focused action. Double-check your documents, review your exchange plan, and be ready to secure your appointment as soon as the official information is released. The opportunity to access negotiated contract rates will not last forever, and the difference between acting promptly and waiting too long could mean leaving millions of dollars on the table. So yes, we are hearing contract rates that are life-changing, but they will only change the lives of those who are ready to step forward when their time comes. History is being written right now, and you are not just a spectator, you are a participant. The global financial reset is no longer just a theory. The rates are here, the banks are ready, and the process is moving. For Tier 4B, this is the moment they have been preparing for, and for the rest of the world, it is the signal that the long wait is finally over. But listen, timing is everything. You need to be ready with your paperwork, your currency organized, and your appointment set the moment those redemption center links go live. Be cautious of scammers and fake call centers. Always verify directly with bank channels before handing over your currency. This is just the beginning. If you want instant updates the moment rates go public, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. Tier 4B is moving, rates are live, and history is being made. Don't miss a second of it. Stay locked in right here.